Can I move to Turkey? I think during your testimony this week before the House Foreign Affairs Committee, you said we need to get Turkey to rejoin NATO. Others have called Turkey and NATO a troubled marriage. Turkey has increasingly taken steps, to me, that undermine the NATO alliance, from cooperating with Russia to attacking the Kurds fighting ISIS. You know, in December, Turkey announced it's going to be purchasing these S-400 anti-aircraft defense system. It's not compatible with a NATO system like the Patriot system. Could you talk a little bit about our strategy to bring NATO back, Turkey back into the NATO fold, and you know, the areas where we could actually be working cooperatively with President Erdogan?
So there are places, right? They were in support of the efforts that we took in, some of the efforts that we took in Syria. There are pockets where we still are able, they continue to allow us to operate out of air bases there. So there are pieces that are very important to the Department of Defense as well. But the trend is wrong, to be sure. Their actual possession of the S-400 causes multiple levels of challenges between us and between Turkey and NATO. We are pressing diplomatically to make clear we're trying to offer them alternatives as well. We're trying to provide for what our legitimate defense needs, the system with legitimate defense needs as well. We're trying to do the things that will encourage them to come back. If I said rejoin NATO yesterday, I may have misspoken. They're obviously still a member of NATO. I hope that their actions will prove to be more consistent with what it is NATO's primary objectives are.
Because the whole question about their request to buy 100, I think, F-35s and how that would stand, if it's taking us in the wrong direction, and or if it's a way to bring them back in.
It is still very much a live issue, the Turks' capacity to have access to the F-35.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary.